Look at this original certificate. A letter by Patek Philippe from 1990. It is about a Patek Philippe, and it is pink gold. Not a 24.99, not a pink on pink 1518, not even a 3 crown well time. Guess what it is? Something you probably never even knew it existed. I'm going to talk about this gem here, a pink gold 3800 Nautilus, the rarest of all case versions. When you come over to philips.com, you want to see something you haven't seen before, but you have seen 24.99s in pink gold, 1518s, even pink dials. But I have to admit that what I'm going to show you here is the first I've ever sold in only 29 years of my auction career. And if you think, well, Nautilus, we've seen it all, we've heard it all, give me a few moments to explain. 1976, the Nautilus was launched, the famous Jumbo, the 3700 reference. And a few years later, the 3800 came in. A little smaller, yet still a very good variable size, with 37.5 millimeter diameter. Today, definitely very comfortable, unisex, men, women, whatever size, you're going to be comfortable with it. And this was a watch that featured for the first time a center seconds. The smaller ladies version, the 4700, was a quartz watch, didn't have a center seconds, and the 3700, of course we all know, never had one. And then came in the early 80s the 3800. Classic, of course, with the stainless steel case, very variable, very popular watch. And then of course steel and gold, yellow gold, white gold, and platinum. Some had diamonds on the case, sometimes the /2, just a tiny little halo on the bezel. Then there's the /3 with more diamonds, the /5 with more diamonds, and of course there was the full pavé version, the /108, of which we know today, from memory I think, 5 examples. The full pavé version is the rarest and the most prestigious. And then there is a beast out there that nobody really knows that it existed. And you know why? Because we haven't seen a 3700 in that case material. And you know what it is? It's pink gold. I remember 25 years ago when somebody showed us such a watch, and we thought at first it was just oxidized. Silly, what did we know? Literature was scarce. But today we know Patek Philippe made a very, very small number of these 3800s in pink gold. I don't even know how lucky we are, because what seems to be the original owner in 1990 wrote to Patek Philippe, and I guess shortly after his purchase, because the purchase is from April 1990, and probably asked, how many did you make of these? And Patek Philippe writes, the boutique writes, dear sir, it's in German, let me translate, of this reference in pink gold, up until now, we made only 10 examples. And all of these were exclusively sold through our flagship store in Geneva. 10. That is really rare. And just to go back to some of those iconic references I mentioned before, that is rarer than pink on pink 1518s and rarer than 24.99s in pink gold. The watch is from 1990, only about a decade into the production, and still has its original certificate. Properly, as the letter says, only sold through the boutique, and there it is. Magasin Patek Philippe SA, April 1990. Of course, the certificate, the extract we have here, confirms it once again, that it is 18 karat rose gold. Through literature, we've seen some rose gold ones. Sadly, not always with the movement and case number published, but with many different dial versions. The classic one, which is that beautiful dark blue grayish Nautilus type dial with the horizontal stripes. And this one here, which is actually called white ceramic dial. Also, it has 11 diamond hour markers, 11 simply because where the date aperture is, there cannot be a diamond. And this watch here, as you can see, is quite likely unpolished, factory finish, and what we would call today full length. By full length, I mean all the links are here, and if I would try it on, you would likely see that it's more than sufficient to call this full length. The 3800 in pink gold is a really rare sighting. We believe, by comparing the different dial versions that the market has so far seen, that only 4 pieces have come to international auction rooms in the last 40 years. That is what I would call rare. 104 is a rare opportunity to make your 3800 collection complete. And should you be interested in this watch, we will be offering this in our Hong Kong Auction 18, taking place at our West Kowloon headquarters on May 24 and 25. See you there.